Hardwoods are both beautiful and structurally sound. You can make anything you want out of them. You can give it whatever strength you want, depending upon how much you want to use. And we have a lot of it.
Traditionally, hardwoods have been used or most valued for appearance applications. There's certainly no reason why hardwoods could not act as a structural element. They're certainly structurally capable, and in fact, for many hardwood species, they are already well enough characterized that they can be used in engineering calculations and things like that. So the same grading and design value information that's available for softwoods is available for many hardwoods. The reason, in my mind, that hardwoods have traditionally focused on these appearance applications is because they look better and are more valuable for that application than would be some of the other materials with relatively low value that we can hide behind drywall, and they do the job just fine, but we don't need to look at them.
There will always be an application for concrete in the foundations. There will always be application for steel in all the connectors. That's the best use for those. Wood is something that is both aesthetically pleasing. It has all the characteristics necessary to build, and so you'll have mass timber connected together with steel and metal connectors, all built upon a concrete foundation. I think you have a huge potential of making wood as ubiquitous in high structures as you do in light frame construction.
The architects that I've worked with are incredibly interested in climate change, incredibly interested in the reduction of the carbon footprint of the buildings that they design. They're also very interested in the warmth and desirability that wood provides. And when I say warmth, if you think about walking into a room with different materials, almost no other material is described as being a warm and comfortable environment the way that wood is. And so you've got this environmental positivity where you can sequester carbon, you can use less carbon in the manufacture of that building, your carbon footprint of that building in construction is lower, and you have the warmth of this raw material that also has tremendous opportunities for different shapes, different structure, design. It's a very, very easily workable material as well, and so it has a lot of very positive aspects in the architectural community. So there's a tremendous opportunity for hardwood growth in cross-laminated timber. If you look at the potential demand of cross-laminated timber across the United States and the fact that most of this cross-laminated timber is made from softwood lumber, we use more softwood lumber in the United States than we produce. We're actually having to import softwood lumber from Canada and from Europe in order to meet our demand. And so if we begin to improve our building products and build more sustainably using cross-laminated timber, where are we going to get the raw materials for that? Are we going to increase that deficit of softwood lumber when we have this huge amount of readily available, sustainably harvested hardwood? I think for certain regions, the opportunity to manufacture hardwood lumber, to build into CLT, to make more sustainable buildings is very viable and more sustainable in the long run.
I don't know how we remind people of the value that only a solid hardwood piece has in comparison to all the other materials. I was telling the story recently of the bed that I sleep on was made by my great-grandfather for the wedding of my grandparents. And it has tremendous sentimental value, but it's certainly perfectly functional and beautiful still after these many years. So making that bed out of cherry, which he did, wasn't the cheapest and easiest option, but the value of it is incalculable in my case. And trying to think about the, maybe you could express it as life cycle costing, but also just value as not just the function, of holding up a table to hold up your dinner, but also as an aesthetically important component of your interior situation, and all of the other satisfying things about the fact that that is a renewable natural material, not something that is contributing to climate change or something that is polluting our environment, but rather ameliorating our environment in its manufacture and use.